If God can use a man like him, then he can use me. If God can use an ex-legion demon-possessed man, he can use you. See, when you start looking at the life of this guy, our excuses kind of fade away, don't they? Imagine for a second what that first day was for him. Going back when seeing Jesus leaving on that boat, what was he thinking? It's like, I wish I could go with him, but he told me to stay. What can I do? Then I'm gonna stay. What do I do? I imagine he was looking until they couldn't see the boat anymore, and all the people behind him, and then he turned around and all the people were there and kind of like stepped back for a second, holding their breath. And he started walking, not to the cemetery, but to his home. I imagine at first they were a little scared to let him hang out. They were keeping an extra eye on him. It's like, I don't know. I imagine he was a little rough on the edges. He wasn't perfect. He just had a story to tell. Some of us tell ourselves, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. Stop it. Don't wait to be perfect to tell your story. No, on the contrary, show how God is working with and in your life. That same night, I don't know if he had a wife, if he had kids. We don't know his name. I just imagine playing with his kids. Those first few days. Do you think he ever got tired of telling his story? Check this out. Go to Mark chapter 7. Oh, I like this. This is not the last time Jesus would come to this region. Oh, no. Go to chapter chapter 7, 31. We're wrapping up. Chapter 7, verse 31. Again, Jesus went out from the region of Tyre, where he had been at in the middle of his ministry, and came through Sidon to the Sea of Galilee, within the region of the Decapolis. Oh, so after some time, Jesus came back. Can you imagine that? The boat showed up again. And what happens now? Oh, you gotta love this stuff. Verse 32. Who comes first? They brought to him one who was deaf and spoke with difficulty. Oh, they started bringing people to him. They weren't afraid of Jesus anymore. Why? Why, I ask? Because there was a missionary who had told his story to those he loved the most, who had told his story to where he lived and all around the Decapolis. By that time, everybody knew, and everybody was willing. Their eyes have been opened because Jesus had planted the light in the darkest place. Where no one would come, Jesus sent an ex-demon possessed. Oh. What does the next chapter say? Look at chapter 8. Did you realize this was the place where this happened? Look at chapter 8. What is the title of chapter 8? In those days, verse 1, when there was again a large crowd doing what? Listening to Jesus. A large crowd for hours listening to Jesus now. They weren't asking to leave anymore because of one man. And we don't even know his name. I feel compassion for the people because they have remained with me. This is where he fed 4,000 men, not counting children and women. Now, do you see the difference? In one chapter, they're asking him to leave. A few chapters later, boom, 20,000 people listening to Jesus, bringing the sick. Why? Because Jesus had planted the light, not through him, but through a broken, forgotten human being. Who wants to be part? Who wants to be part of the most unlikely missionary club?